Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TechGig webinar series, our endeavor to empower techies. We believe that sharing of knowledge is the key to enhance our skills and grow us as professionals. With this principle in mind, we have initiated a series of webinars conducted by industry experts to give you all a crisp insight of various domains. The topic of today's session is Liferay portal. Our guest speaker today is Mr. Nitin M. Kadam, Senior Technical Architect. Nitin has over 16 years of total IT experience, 8 years with Nest Technologies and 8 years with Rave Technologies. Prime responsibility as Senior Technical Architect for Java J2EE and Liferay application and supporting pre-purchase sales activities on demand. Other main position held was EDC manager. He has done Masters in Science, Mumbai University in 1996, NCST's postgraduate diploma in software technology, Silverline Institute, Thane in 1998. He has also done a diploma in software technology from DataPro Information Technology in 1992 and holds work experience from India, UK, USA, and Poland. So without further delay, I introduce you all to our guest speaker. Over to you, Mr. Nitin.
Thanks a lot, Shweta, and welcome everyone to this session of Liferay. So for the today's session, we are having this agenda where we are going to see the portal platform, setting up Liferay, case study, and remaining few points. I'm not going to waste my time in giving you the bookish definitions of each and every each of the points that is listed here, but rather I'm going to prefer to demo you as to how to achieve each of these points which is listed in the agenda. So let's not waste our time in going through the agenda completely as such. So I'm just moving to the next one, which is nothing but a one case study which we are going to demonstrate to see the various features that Liferay provides as a portal platform. So this is the case study that I'm going to take. This is a case study about a retail store. So let's say that we want to develop an application for supporting a retail store. So let's say that to start with, we have two customers, a very big customer, Walmart and the Tesco. This diagram shows the operation regions of both these companies. Walmart has an operation region in USA and India. Tesco has an operation regions like UK, India, China, Bangalore, and Mumbai. Okay, there are reasons why I'm taking two different clients to demo this feature, which will be clear as we move ahead with the presentation and the demo. So now Walmart has a specific requirement where they want our application to focus on. That is, what they want is their USA specific site should be able to broadcast news about that site only, whereas India specific site should be able to publish news or make an announcement only for that region. Also, Walmart as a company could broadcast news, announcement, or any other events globally, that is spanning across USA as well as India. So broadly, they have given us requirement stating that different set of web pages, but it should be easy to make a secure announcement and then news. So this is what their main focus is, that is publishing the information to the restricted area as well as the global region. So that is what their main focus of requirement is. Whereas Tesco also has operation regions like UK, Mumbai, UK, Bangalore, Mumbai, and China, but their main focus is not announcement or announcing the public event as such, but their main headache is to manage the users. If you see this one-line statement which I have put at the end of slide, which states same set of web pages, but user management has to be seamless and need a delegation model. What do I mean by delegation model is, they may have a one administrator for the UK region who will be taking the responsibility of creating or managing the users for that region. Similarly, one you could have for a Bangalore, one for Mumbai, so on and so forth. So managing web pages for this different region is not their main focus for the requirement as such. Now, they have some similar requirement as well. That is, both these customers are saying that they want to be able to group their users based on whether they are a store employee, whether they are an office employee, or they are a customer. So they would like to group their users in these three categories broadly. They may create additional one, but for the concept of the Liferay that I want to demo, I have taken these three. That is employees working in the store, employees working in office, and the end customer. Now if you see, some of the regions are overlapping as well, because the employees working in a store could also do some shopping through Walmart or a Tesco. So they are a customer as well. Similarly, the employees working in an office, they could also do some shopping from Tesco or Walmart. So they are also customers. So there are some overlapping user groups as well. Now both these customers can create various roles. Now this each role have a set of rights, so that whenever they want to assign any right to a user, they can assign a role which has that right to a user. Okay, now this role assignment, right, permission, user group, everything we are going to see in a detail. Right now we are just focusing on a high level requirement. And one of the most important requirements that both these customers are asking for is secure data. When we say secure data, it's not a secured data by means of only roles and rights, but what they want is the data of Tesco should not be visible to a data of Walmart, and other way around as well. This is not the only requirement, because some customers even say that their data should be secure even within the boundary. What do I mean by that? Tesco may say that their data should reside in one database, whereas Walmart may say that their data should reside in some other database. So even that requirement could exist. So this is what the overall requirement we have from the client. Okay, now we will see how this broad level requirement can be very easily achieved by using a Liferay, which is nothing but a portal development platform. Okay, so in Liferay, this is how the portal is going to look like. So what we are going to do is, we are going to develop a one portal, which is the leftmost box shown in this diagram. So within the portal, this one single portal, we are going to create a two portal instances, one for a Tesco and one for a Walmart. So like that, you can create n number of portal instances for n number of customers. Again, this is not mandatory. I have taken this particular approach because I want to demonstrate the portal instance feature as well. Okay, now within this portal instance one, what you can do is, you can create a various site. Now what do I mean by a site? Now Walmart, let me check one thing, whether it's a Walmart or Tesco. It's a Walmart. Okay, Walmart is saying that they want their requirements, their news, events, announcement should be able to be published to one particular region only. So what we are going to do is, for USA we are going to create site 1, and for their India region we are going to create a site 2. So similarly, if let's say Walmart has n number of regions, so for each and every region you can create a one site dedicated for that region only. Okay, and the next three boxes, that is users, organization, and the user groups. Again, this you can create at a portal instance level, that is at a Walmart or a Tesco level. Okay, let's say the portal instance one is for a Walmart. So for a Walmart, you can create n number of users, n number of organizations, and you can even create n number of user groups. You can also create roles and many other things, but we'll be focusing on the main features. Similarly, for the portal instance 2, let's say dedicated for a Tesco, again you can have a similar structure. Now what is a site? Now within a site you can have n number of pages. Similarly, you can have a content. Okay, now pages, I should not explain what do I mean by pages. Pages are nothing but your web pages. Now what are this content? Content nothing but a web content which you want to publish on your site. Let's say Walmart wants to make an announcement of some acquisition or some takeover. So they want to publish that content. So what they will do is they will create a one content, okay, at site level, and then that content can be published on a restricted pages or on a global pages. Then users. So you have to associate users with a site, because in a Tesco you could have 100 users, but out of that 100 users, only 10 users are for a site 1. So that's why I have shown this users box in some amber color, because this is not a child of site as such. The way content and the pages are a site are a child of site 1. The users are not. Users are something that you have to associate for that, or associate with that site. Okay, all this will be more clear to you when we take an actual example in a Liferay. Now, what is a page? Pages. A page can have a child page. So that's why within a pages you can have a pages. Similarly, how do you make a page? In normal web page development, what we do is we develop HTML page, JSP page or JSP plus some JavaScript code and some PHP or something, some technology you use it to develop a page. In portal, what we do is we develop the pages by making use of a portlet. So you create a blank page and you drop a portlet on the page to design that page. Now, what do we mean by portlet? You can consider each portlet as a separate small web application. Okay, so for example, let's say you want to develop a page for some finance purpose. So you want to have a calculator, some currency conversion and some other information to be put on a page. So you create a blank page. On that page, you drop a one portlet of currency conversion, the another portlet of some graph of finance and something. So you keep on drag and dropping the portlets on a page to design a page. We are going to see also this in detail. Similarly, for a page, you want to give some layout and theme for a look and feel purpose. But again, page can have only a one single layout and a one single theme. So that's why pages cannot have multiple layouts and a multiple themes. It's just a one-to-one. And that's why I have shown it in some other color. It's not like pages to pages or pages to portlets. Okay, so this is how our portal is going to look like when we see in our demo. Now we will go into site in detail. Now, as I said in my previous slide, you can associate users, user groups. Actually, you can associate users to the site, but that users to the site combination or the association could be through user groups or it could be through organizations also. Okay, what do I mean by organization? Organization is the concept which runs parallel to the site, but there is a one drastic difference between a site and the organization. That also I am going to explain in detail in later slides. Okay, if I have to explain right now in layman's terms, if you see, the Walmart requirement was to create two sites or two, their main purpose was to develop web pages which are specific to the region. That was their main focus requirement. Whereas Tesco had a main requirement where they wanted to get rid of their user management. Okay, so as per the Liferay recommendation, for if your main focus is to do the user management, then you go for an organization. Whereas your main focus is to manage the pages, and you go for a site. And there is a one more possible combination exists in Liferay, that is, for every organization you can have a site as well. Even that combination is possible. Also, they have provided a concept called as a site team. Again, site team is nothing but, let's say in this site, which is for a USA region, you have associated some users directly, some users through user groups, and some users through some organization. But when it's a question of assigning a role to these users, which have come directly through groups or an organization, you don't want to assign them one by one at a time, but what you would prefer is you want to group them so that you can assign a role to that team as a one. So in a library, you can create something called as a site team, and in that site team, you can associate the users or a user groups. But these users and the user groups, you can select only from those users groups that you have associated with a site already, and not the other users or user groups which are the member of a site. That you cannot select in a site team. So if you want to create a site team, you have to do this user association first. And it comes in handy when you want to assign a roles and a permission to this set of users in a one go. Okay, so that is, I mean, so far we have just seen a requirement what we have. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the sharing from PPT to actual one browser. I have started one Liferay portal on my laptop, wherein we are going to implement the requirement that we have covered so far. Okay, so I'm just switching to that app, to the Firefox now. So you may see a couple of minutes blank screen, so just bear with me. Okay, so I hope it's visible on your screen now. So what I'm doing is I have already logged in, so I'm just signing out. Okay, this is the first page that you see, and trust me, what I've done is I have just taken a downloadable bundle from Liferay portal. I have unzipped it. I created a couple of portals which I'm going to demo. Apart from that, I have not done even a single line of coding to meet this requirement. Okay, so there is a default system administrator that is given by Liferay when you install the Liferay, that is test. So I'm using the portal level administrator. Now I would like you to keep an eye on this URLs also. Okay, what I'm saying is localhost :8080, so that is where Liferay is installed. So I'm just going to click on a sign in. I'll be going slow because I want screens to refresh at your end and we both are in sync. Okay, so this is what it is. I have logged in as a portal administrator. Now our first requirement is to create those portal instances, 2 portal instances, one for Tesco and one for Walmart. So in my application, okay, I will go to control panel. So this is the control panel that is given to the administrator for controlling various features of Liferay application or Liferay portal. So I have clicked on a control panel. So it will show you control panel wherein we will go to. Now these are the things as a system administrator of a portal, what you can configure or manage. So I will click on portal instances, which is used for managing portal instances. Okay, now if you see, I have already created, okay, when I installed Liferay on my machine, by default it created a one instance with ID as 10157, web ID as Liferay, okay, virtual host is localhost, and some other details. Okay, I can edit that portal instance to change some of the properties. Then as a portal administrator, I created 2 more portal instances, one for Tesco and one for Walmart. To show you how you can do that, there is the add button, which I'm going to click on right now. So I click on add button. Okay, so this is the screen that you get. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create one demo portal instance. Let's say the virtual host is demo.liferay.com. I will keep mail domain also same. If you want the number of users to be restricted for a portal instance, then you can specify maximum number of users allowed for this portal instance. Why this is required? Because let's say I am developing this product and I want to sell it. I may want to gain based on a per user license. In that case, let's say I have sold it this portal instance for 100 users only. Then I will set this max user as 100. That means end customer can use this portal instance, which is demo portal instance, for maximum 100 users only. But I'm going to keep it 0 for the demo purpose, and this is the active flag which tells me that this portal instance is active for use. So I have clicked on a save button. Okay, so now you can see that one more portal instance with a name demo.liferay.com is created. Okay, and what happens is whenever you create any portal instance, Liferay by default creates one administrator for that portal instance. So internally now for this portal instance, it must have created a one administrator. I have done some configuration by which the administrator name is test. Okay, so similarly for a Tesco and the Walmart, when this portal instances were created, they had administrator as a test only. Okay, so this is what the first step that we have done. That is, we have created a portal instance for two different customers, one for Tesco and one for Walmart, and just now we created a one more for a demo purpose. Okay, now I am going to log out because the portal level administrator has logged in. So now I am signing it out. Okay, now if you see, okay, let me show you one more thing. So I am logging in as a test again, which is a portal administrator, because I forgot to show you one thing. Okay, if you see the portal instance for the Tesco as a virtual host as a tesco.liferay.com, and for Walmart it is walmartliferay.com. So that's the URL that I'm going to use for logging into that particular portal instance now. Okay, so I'm signing it out. I'm going to log into, if you see, I logged into now tesco.liferay.com:8080. Okay, so I'm going to log in as a portal instance administrator, which is a test again. So I'm signing in. Okay, so I am in now as a portal instance administrator for a Tesco portal instance. Okay, now you can see that there are sites. There is a tab called as a My Site. Okay, as a portal instance administrator, I can see all these sites. Whenever you create any portal instance, by default, it creates a one site. And that site, in case of tesco.liferay.com, was Tesco. So this was created internally by Liferay. Whereas I created Tesco India and the Tesco USA. Because I had a requirement stating that Tesco has India as an operation region and the USA as another operating region. Okay, so if you want to create your own new site, what you can do is you can go to site administration. You have to go to sites. Okay, this is the page where you can add your site. Now let's say that for the demo purpose, we want to add one more. Okay, so for demo purpose, I'm going to create one more blank site. There are some site templates also present. Let's say Tesco_demo. Site for demo purpose is the description. When we say open, that means any user can send a request for joining this site, which is the Tesco domain. But if I don't have open, if I have a restricted or a private, then the administrator will have to assign users for the membership of this site. Okay. Similarly, you can create a child title. So let's say TESCO India is already there. Within that, you want to create some TESCO Hyderabad or TESCO something else. Okay, then you can do that also. So child can have a subchild, subset. So that is also possible. I'm not going to create that. I want to create TESCO demo as a parent site. So I'm going to click on a save button. So that's it. I have created one more site called as a TESCO demo. Now this TESCO demo site you can manage as an administrator. One of the things that you have to pay attention to is this URL. So whenever you want to access this site, which is a TESCO demo, the URL that you have to specify for a public pages is http://tesco.com/web/TESCO_demo, and for private pages you have to access it as URL/group/TESCO_demo. Okay, there are other settings also that you can do. I'm not going to go into the details of each and every of this configuration because that is not our focus. Okay, for this site you can have a staging in the sense you have created this site but you do not want to make it available in the production yet. You want someone to review it, give the comments, then you make modification. After it is finally approved, you want to put it into production. So that staging is also possible. You can have analytics also. Analytics is nothing but you want to monitor the usage of this particular site or the pages of this site. Then you can go for this analytics also. There are various other things like content sharing and recycling and custom. There are many things, but it's not possible to cover each and everything. So we will focus on major areas only. So that's done. I will click on a save. Okay. So again, I go back to sites. So now you can see that there is one more site created for a TESCO_demo. Now we had a requirement from TESCO saying that some of the news that they want to publish only for India, some of the news that they want to publish only for USA, and some of the news which they want to publish globally. Okay, now how do we achieve this requirement? Okay, so what I will do is I will go to TESCO India first. Okay, now in here you can see these two things. One is TESCO_India and the other one is again with the same name. One is for the public pages and the other one is for a private pages. So let's go to one of them. Okay, so what I have done is in that TESCO_India site, I have one page created with the name as TESCO_India_public. Okay, similarly, okay, you can add new page also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say TESCO_demo_ let's say public. So I'm creating one more demo public page. I just say add page. You can see on the right hand side that page is created TESCO demo public. Okay, now on this page you can add various things. Now what are those various things is nothing but if you recall our previous diagram where I said pages, on the pages how you design the pages is by dragging and dropping portlets on it. Okay, so let's search for some portlet. Let's say unit converter portlet I am dragging and dropping. So that's the only thing I am doing. And that's it. So I created one more public page. Let me correct the name of that page. Okay, I made a mistake in the name of that page, so I'm just correcting that page. So TESCO demo public. That's it. Okay, similarly, I will go to the private pages of Tesco_India. There I have already created Tesco_India_news. Similarly, you can add any other page there. So what you can do is, let's say I'm adding Tesco_demo_private page. I'm adding that page and then select that page for adding a content. Let's say on this page I want a calendar. Okay, so I have dragged and dropped that calendar on this Tesco demo private page. That's it, it has done it. Okay, I have not selected the proper layout for this page, that's why it is trying to fit in the first column. So that's it. So I created a one private page, one public page in the main Tesco_India site. Okay. Similarly, for Tesco_USA, I will show you that I have already created a one page Tesco_USA news. I have not put any content on it, but you can design pages by dragging and dropping various portlets available. Or as a developer, you can create hundreds of portlets based on the requirement, based on the domain, based on whatever you want to achieve. So that's it. So what I have done is, as a Tesco administrator, I have created pages as per my requirement. Okay, so I'm going to sign out now. I have signed out. Okay. Now what I will do is I will log in as a Walmart administrator. And the domain for that was walmart.liferay.com. So let's do the signing for Walmart test and the test. So I have signed in. Again, here you will see that, sorry, I logged into Tesco again. I wanted to go to Walmart. My mistake. I'm going to walmart.liferay.com. :800. Welcome. Okay, so I'm logging into Walmart now. Okay, now you can see that in case of the Walmart, client had clearly stated that maintaining pages for different sections or different operating regions was not their headache. So I have not created any sites for this Walmart, but by default there is, as I said before, whenever you create any portal instance, it automatically creates a one site for you. So in case of Walmart site, it has automatically created a one site with a name as a Walmart, and this is the site which is available in front of you. Now if you go to my sites and Walmart, you can do the management in the sense you can keep on adding the pages, public pages, private pages, and whatever you want to do. Similarly, by using control panel, again if you recall our previous slide where I had said under portal instance you can create site, you can create groups, users, organization, roles, and all the things. So as a Walmart administrator, you can do all those things. Okay, so our next requirement was that both had said that they should be able to group their users into various user groups, and we had seen 3 user groups. One was customer, office, and store. So if you go to users and organization sections, there you can create now all your organizations. And if you go to users and groups, you can create the various groups. So I have already created customer, office, and store as per the requirement. Okay, you can create a one more user group for grouping users. So I'm just creating a demo, just saying just for demo purpose. So like way you can create n number of user groups. So I'm just saving it. So it has created a one more group called as a demo. Okay. Similarly, you can create a role for this portal instance. You can define a password policies. You can define what you want to monitor. So to demo you the concept of organization, because Walmart was very clear they want to get rid of their user management. So if you see here, in the initial diagram we had seen that they have operating region as China, India and UK. So I have created three different organizations here, China, India and UK. If you see their types, they are the regular organizations. So since they are three different operating regions, I have created three organizations. Similarly, you can add another regular organization. Let's say they have one more organization in some dummy region. So I'm creating a dummy regular organization and I'm setting it. It's very simple. Create organizations and it's available. Go to users and organizations and you can see that dummy organization is created. Now, let's say this dummy region has two more operating regions, okay, and that operating region cannot be further splitted into child subregions. So let's say like in India. So if you go to India and if you recall our second or third slide, there we had a clear requirement saying that within India they have two different sub-regions, operating sub-regions. One was Bangalore and one was Mumbai. So in India, you can see that I have created a Bangalore and Mumbai. Okay, and we see that type as a location. So location type of organization is the lowest level organization that you can create. You cannot create the child of Bangalore or child of Mumbai further. Let's go back to all organizations again. For a dummy, which was a regular organization, you can create one more child organization. So I'm just clicking one more add and I'm selecting type as a location. I'm just saying some region 1. I'm selecting type as a location. You can select country and you can also select a region within that. Okay, there is one configuration file that you have to place in the class path, which will show you all the regions which are within India. Okay, so what I've done is I have selected for this dummy, so if you see this region 1, we wanted to make it as a child of dummy. So go to select and select that dummy as a parent and then click on a save. So what it will do is it will create a region 1 under dummy. Okay, so this way you can create the organization hierarchy. The only thing that you have to remember is the lowest level child has to be, if it is of type location, then you cannot create a child of that. Okay, now I had mentioned one more point in my slide saying that it may happen that customer changes their requirement and they say that for every organization they want their site. So what you can do is in Liferay, it's very simple. Go to organization site and simply click on this create site checkbox. That's it. And organization site will be by default created for that organization. For a created organization, okay, you can specify various other properties like address, phone number, email address, various other properties that also you can configure, okay, which we are not going to see in detail right now. I just click on cancel here because I have done all this save path. So if you see this dummy, we have a one sub-organization. So for India, I have already created this two sub-organization. Now, just for the demo purpose, what I have done is, I will log into Tesco now. So I'm just logging out from the Walmart. I'm going back to Tesco. Okay, I would like all of you to pay an attention to this URL, because this URL is how are used for logging to various portal instances. So I'm just saying test, and I'm signing into Tesco now again as an administrator. Now if I go to control panel again, now I have to see how to deal with the users. Okay, now I will go to users. Okay, this test user was by default created when we created a portal instance. So this is an administrator. Similarly, I have created one user with the name as India user 1 and the other one as a user USA user 1. Similarly, I can create n number of users. So let's say for the demo purpose, I create a one more demo at the rate tesco.liferay.com. First name is mandatory. I'm just saying demo, and I'm saving it. So you can see that even the user creation is very, very simple. You can do this user management. You can reset its password. So let's set the password as test. And you can check this box if you want every user to reset their password when they log in for the first time. So I'm just saving it. Similarly, you can assign this newly created user or existing user to various organizations. Have we created any organization for the Tesco? We have not created any organization because we don't need it. So you don't see any organization here. Okay, it will show you empty. Similarly, you can, this is very important. Now for the Tesco, we have created the various sites. Now this demo user which you have created, you can make that demo as a member of any of this site. So let's see site. I want this demo user to be the member of Tesco_demo. So you just make this user a member of Tesco_demo. That's it. Okay, you can put this user in the various user groups. So let's see whether we have created any user group for Tesco. Yes, I have already created this 3 user groups which were as per the requirement. So I'm saying that this demo user is simply a customer. He is not an employee working in an office or store. So I will just say that this user is from the user group customer. So now do you want to assign any role directly to a user? This is the role that is by default assigned to a newly created user by Liferay. Of course, this also can be controlled by using configuration file. Do you want this user any personal site for this user? You can do that also. And there are various other properties of the user. You can what is the address for this user, phone number, additional email address, his websites of interest, instant messenger, and there are many other things that you can configure for this user. So I'm not going to go into detail of those properties now. Okay, so we have created a one demo user. We have assigned it to a site, Tesco_demo. Okay, now let's go back to control panel site. I will go back to demo. Okay. Now here for the demo website which you have created, Okay, so for this demo site which you have created, you can keep on adding the public pages also. So by using this site configuration, you can add pages, public pages or the private pages. Okay, now let's say that again TESCO has changed their requirement. They are saying that along with USA and India, they have a one more region called as, let's say, South Africa, just for demo purpose. Okay, now for TESCO and for India region, you have already created a various sites, various pages, various settings. So do you really want to do all this manual thing again for a new region or for a new site? No. So generally what people do is they create a site template. So what you can do is you can go to the site template and you can create a site template the way we created a site. It's exactly the same thing. Okay, you go here, say that you want to create a demo template, okay, just for copying purpose. Okay, and you create a site template, and then you create pages. Okay, you create a site pages for that template. Similarly, you can create content, you can configure and all those things. So you can keep this template ready, and whenever you get a new site to be created from this template, you can create it from a template. Similarly, it may also happen that within a given site, you have a page that has to be replicated many times. I mean, many things are common, and you don't want to do this manual work again and again. So you can create a page template also. So that's how you create a portal. Within portal, you create portal instances, pages, content, and many other things. Obviously, there are many things that can be done by using this portal, but just for the demo purpose, I think this is enough. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch back to my presentation. So again, your screen may go blank for a couple of seconds, so bear with me. Okay, so up till this point, we had a requirement and we saw how that can be done by using the Liferay portal. Now I'm just going to the next slide. Okay, now for one client we created a site and for one client we created an organization. This is the most important decision that you have to take whenever you design a portal or portal instances. And what I have put here is a recommendation from the Liferay itself. So if you, when should you create a site? If you want to do, if all you want to do is create a website with the pages, content, application that can either be accessed by anyone or just by a group of users, you should use a site. And when you should create an organization, if your main purpose is to organize your users and delegate their administration, you should use the organization. So management of the user, their roles and rights, it's better to do through organization. And for managing pages, content, application, which is also called as a portlet or app, you should go for a site. So in our demo purpose, what we did is, for tesco.liferay.com, we created a one site called as USA, another site is called as India, and during demo we created a one more that is underscore, that is /demo. Whereas for Walmart, for Walmart we created only the organization. We created a 3 top level organization, UK, India, China, and then we created one more for a demo purpose. And within India we had a 2 location organization, that is Bangalore and Mumbai. Same we saw in case of dummy also. This is the most important decision that you have to take or you have to discuss with the client whenever you get a broad level requirement from a client. Okay, this I have already covered, saying that what if the client changes their requirement, saying that okay, they don't want organization to be just organization purely for managing their users, but they want every organization to have their site. For example, in case of Walmart, okay, they simply had an organization, but now they are saying that they want every organization to have a site also. So that's easily possible in a Liferay. What you have to do is, I had shown you one checkbox that you have to just check it and the site will be automatically created for an organization. Similarly, the second point is like, let's say one of the customer want to add one more region. So you don't want to do that repetitive work again. So you go for a template. You can create a template for a complete site, or you can create a template for a pages as well. So that makes the life very easy. Okay, so in short, we have seen some of the concepts that I have shown here. I will just, since we are running short of time, I will just try to cover very fast this point. Templates I have already covered. Configuration, Liferay comes with a very huge one file called as portal.properties, through which you can control the entire Liferay. Okay, there are 7 to 8 slides which I have put for the portal.properties explanation only, but due to lack of time, I don't think I can cover that. But if you are really interested in learning the Liferay as a technical person, my advice is to open a portal.properties file from Liferay bundle. I will show you the path for that, and study each and every property in that file. If you study, if you understand each and every property, 50% of the Liferay you will understand from that portal.property file itself. Monitoring, let's keep it. Logging, there is a server administration, logging purpose, log for JSON, and then you can do a web content display. If you see, when I created a one page, I dropped one calculator, sorry, I dropped one unit conversion portlet on a page to create that page. Similarly, there are some portlets which are used only for web content display. What do I mean by that? Let's say you have a website like Times of India. So what they do is, there are some editors who are actually creating a content in a portlet called as a web content. So they keep on entering their what are the news in that web content portlet after they have they create those content in the web content portlet and they give it for the review. Once their higher authority has approved it, then the content of that web content portlet appears in the web content display portlet, which is dropped on a pages. So they keep their pages ready with all web content display portlet dropped on it, and then editor just keeps on creating the web content. So how this approval and everything happens is through this workflow. Liferay comes with a Calio workflow by default integrated with it, so you can go and use it. There is a internationalization support built in the Liferay. You have to do not even a single line of coding for that. There is a one language portlet which is drag and drop on any page or maybe on the welcome page, so that at the time of login itself, user can select the language in which he wants to log in. And there are, this plugin is nothing but from the development point of view. So whatever you can do, whatever you can develop in Liferay is called as a plugin. So these are the types of the plugins that you can develop: portlets, themes, layouts, hooks, and extensions. Extensions are completely strictly prohibited now by Liferay, because future version of Liferay is not going to support extension. One example that we saw is of creating a page templates or site templates to avoid our manual intervention. Similarly, there is a concept of import and export, so that if you have a set of pages which you want to copy paste or import in some other application, then you can have that facility also. So you can create a LAR file and you can import it in some other application. Now, as I said, there is a one property file. As a technical person, if you just study this portal property file, you will study 50% of Liferay from this single property file only. Okay, now there are 7 to 8 slides that I have, but unfortunately due to lack of time I cannot cover. But it's my advice to each and every technical person available on this session to study this portal.property file. It is present inside root web lib portal-impl.jar. Now one point that I would like to touch base upon here is, different customers may have a different requirement of the configuration. For example, password policy. Tesco is saying that our users should not be asked to change their password after first login, whereas Walmart may say that they want that policy. How do you do that? You can do it through portal.properties. Now, for every portal instance, you can create a separate property file. One you can have for complete portal, then for individual portal instances also you can have a file. And there is the order which is nicely documented in the portal.properties itself, how this properties takes into place. I think with that I'm just leaving this session open for Q&A session now, because we have hardly 5 minutes. So thanks a lot for your attention. So Shweta, would you like to open that session for Q&A?
Thanks for the insightful presentation. Let's quickly take up the questions now. Mr. Nathan, I would request if you could read out the questions and their answers so that all our users may listen to your insights.
Sure. Okay, there is a first question, future of Liferay. Don't worry, my dear. Liferay is not going to die, so it will stay there. There are products from IBM, Microsoft, and second question is, there are products from IBM, Microsoft, and Oracle in space of Horizon Portal space. How efficient, positive is Liferay compared to the big players? Why should one go with the Liferay? Okay, during this entire session, I have not compared Liferay with any other portal. Reason, I don't want to do that comparison. Every portal is efficient, is useful. You have to make sure, you have to compare, you have to see whether portal that you are selecting is matching the requirement of your customer or not. In demo purpose, I had selected one requirement, and for that requirement, Liferay was completely 100% match. So that's how you have to make a decision. Also, keep performance in as one of the factors. You should keep an eye on the performance. Liferay, along with every release, publishes their performance statistics. You can have a look at that. It's there on their website, which and they are giving that analysis, I think, for lakhs of users, concurrent users under various loads. So you can have a look at that, and you can compare again with IBM, Oracle, and other big players. There is one more question. How is the product support from the Liferay team? It's excellent. There are many forums available. All the forums are very, very good. Their support team is also excellent. They give you a very fast response for any queries. The only thing is that there are two versions of Liferay. One is the enterprise version, which is paid one, and the other one is a community edition. Both are good. You have to talk with your customer. You have to balance out other factors to see which version you want to go with, but their support is very, very good. There is one more question. I would like to create job portal using the Liferay. Go ahead, it's possible. Okay, there is one very good question, difference between the team site and the Liferay. Okay, I would have preferred this question to be difference between the team site and the site rather than between the team site and the Liferay. There is no difference between, I cannot compare team site with the Liferay. Liferay is a portal development platform, whereas team site is just one feature within the Liferay, which helps in fast configuration of your site. One more question, it's better to use a service builder or our custom Hibernate classes? My answer would be go for a service builder, because it's inbuilt in a Liferay. You will not have any problem when you want to migrate to the higher version of Liferay. I do not know if you go with the custom Hibernate classes, what challenges you will have to, that you will face. Okay, the next question is how we can decide which portal is best for our organization. That decision you will have to take based on a various factors, whether it matches all the requirements of the client or not, plus the future requirements that they may have. How many concurrent users can be available? I'm not understanding this question, so skipping it. Does we have a buy? Do we have to buy any license to use Liferay? There are both versions available, community as well as enterprise. How can multiple? Okay, I'm not understanding this question. How can multiple developers work in Liferay? This is not a question for a Liferay. This is a question for your whatever version controlling system that you want to use. How can I modify a page content which is created from a page template or a site template? You cannot do that because you have, okay, I would have preferred to show you that by actually giving a demo, but I can't do that. So to answer your question, once you have drag and drop, you have to understand one thing. Portlet is the one thing that you drag and drop on a page, so it becomes a portlet instance, and that portlet instance is what you configure. So similarly, when you create a page from a template, the page is created, actual page instance is created, and that is what you can configure, change and modify. So to answer your question, yes, you can modify. We can't see the updated screen, we just see the home page. Oh, I don't understand. Was it a question for my presentation or I'm just skipping it? There is a portal context in the last slide. What is it? Can I have a development environment and a production environment? And how will I develop from development environment to the production environment? Yes, Liferay supports the staging from development to a pre-production to the production. There are lots of staging available for your complete application for individual slides and various other things. So to answer your question, yes. How to do that? Unfortunately, I cannot answer in this couple of minutes time now. One more question, what are the backup and recovery policies available in the Liferay for the ease of administrator? One thing, okay, when we talk about the backup and the recovery, you have to understand one thing, most of the data is present in the database. Whatever the pages, site, user group roles that you have created is actually stored in a database. So you have to take a backup of your database and not a Liferay. Liferay is just a simple web application running under maybe Tomcat or a JBoss. I don't think you need to recover that. What you need to recover is the data. Can an e-commerce application be developed using Liferay? Yes, why not? Why do you achieve a single sign-on? How do you achieve single sign-on in a Liferay? Wow, that's a very good example. So I will just, what I will do is, I will just go to one slide from my, from my PPT. So if you see for the security under SSO, you can configure Facebook Connect SSO, NTLM, OpenID, OpenSSO. So you can use any of this for integrating SSO with your Liferay. So yes, it's possible. I think that's it. So thanks a lot everyone for your time today and paying attention patiently to my session. I hope it was useful. Have a nice day, guys. Thanks a lot, Shweta.
Due to time constraint, I request Nitin to take the unanswered questions offline, which I will share with you through email. So I'm really thankful to our guest speaker, Mr. Nitin, for conducting this webinar. It was indeed a great session. I would also like to thank all our participants for their support in making this webinar a success. The recording of the webinar will be available on techgig.com tomorrow. Thank you all for joining us.
Thanks a lot, everyone. Bye.